Everyone, in last video we finished the first chapter job and batch costing. In this video we'll start the second chapter, that is process costing, under the cost and management accounting. Second chapter is process costing. First we'll see the meaning of process costing. It is a method of costing in which all costs are accumulated for each process, operations or stage of manufacture, and cost per unit of product is ascertained at each stage of production by dividing the total cost of each process by the normal output of that process. Under the process costing is nothing but, for example, to produce a particular product, that particular product is going through with the many processes, right, to become the finished goods. Before the finished product, from the raw material to finished product, a particular product is going through with the many stages or many processes. Under the process costing, we are finding the cost of each process or each stage of a particular product. It is the process costing. It is the method of costing in which costs are accumulated or calculated of each process, and cost per unit also calculated in each process by total cost of each process divided by number of units, right? So process costing is nothing but the cost of each process, to produce a particular product. That particular raw material is going through with the many processes. For example, sugarcane is the raw material for sugar, right? To produce sugarcane, to convert sugarcane to sugar, the particular sugarcane going through with the many processes, right? First we have to clean the sugar canes, we have to refining the sugar canes, we have to crush the sugar canes, different processes involved, right? To find out the cost of each process, that particular process is called the process costing. One more definition, Eric Kohler defines process costing as a method of cost accounting whereby costs are charged to processes or operations and averaged over units produced. Okay, this is about the meaning of process costing. Next we'll see what are the features of process costing. First one, separate account. The factory is divided into a number of processes, cost centers or departments, and in each cost center an account is kept. Separate account is nothing but, under this, for each process we are preparing the separate accounts. We are not together calculating the cost at the end. For each process, after the finish the first process, we are finding the first process account. So separate accounts are maintained. All types of cost, each process account is involved all the types of the process, direct cost, indirect cost, any other cost. So all types of cost, direct and indirect, relating to a process are recorded for each process. How to record under each process? Next, continuous production. The production is continuous except where plant and machinery is shut down for repairs, and the final product is the result of a sequence of processes. This is the continuous production except in the case of plant and machinery is shut down. Okay. This is under the process costing is a continuous product. There is no any gap between the processes. It is a continuous except in the case of the repairs of the machines or any other plant. Next one, standardized product. One of the features of process costing. Process costing is mainly used in sense of produce the standard products, to produce the standard product. The product is standardized, all the units produced are identical and homogeneous. Homogeneous is nothing but, under the process costing, the units produced are similar, identical units. All factory processes are standardized, all the products are standardized product. Large scale production. In process industries, the goods are produced on a large scale with a continuous production flow. Mainly this process costing mainly applicable to the large scale industries. Output, or next one, transfer of cost. The cost of various processes is transferred to the subsequent process along with the output. The cost of the one process is transferred to the next process, right? Next one, output of each process becomes the input of next process. This is the, is it right? Output of each process. For example, output of the process A, it becomes the input of process B, because after finishing the process A, but they are taking that particular raw material, converted raw material, and they are continuing their work, right? So output of each process becomes input of the next process. Next, cost per unit of product. The cost per unit of product is average cost, which is calculated by, how to calculate? Dividing the total process cost by the number of units produced. Next one, predetermined operations. Under the process costing, each processes are predetermined, not uncertain processes. The sequence of operations or sequence of the which is the next process. These are the predetermined operations. Okay. Next one, normal and abnormal losses. Avoidable and unavoidable losses usually arises at different stages of manufacture of various reasons. The cost of normal loss is added to the good units produced. Abnormal loss is valued and credited to concerned process account by debiting abnormal loss account. So normal and abnormal losses, we'll see the under this separate heading. Okay, normal and abnormal losses. Normal and abnormal loss also included in the process costing. Okay. Next one, joint products and byproducts. The processing of a raw material may give rise to production of several products of the same raw material, which may be termed as joint products or byproducts depending upon the economic importance and commercial value of those products. The processing of a raw material may rise to, there is some joint products, the products which are produced together with the main product. Byproduct, there is a possibility of arising of some joint products or byproducts. Okay? These are the main features of job costing. Next we'll see what are the advantages of process costing. Under the process costing, first one is the ascertainment of cost. The cost of different processes are ascertained separately in this particular process costing, right? Ascertainment of cost. We are finding we are calculating the cost of each process separately. Next, control of cost. Control of cost is possible, or cost control is possible because of the process costing, because here we are finding out the cost of each processes. So we can analyze the where to need to control the cost, right? Where to need to control the cost, in which process the cost is high, in which process cost is less, where to we can do the cost cutting, etc. Less clerical work. The calculation of cost under process costing involves less clerical work and expenses because of simplicity of cost record. It is simple to record the process costing, so there is a less clerical work and it is not much expensive. Next, calculation of cost per unit. Here the computation of cost per unit is very easy under this system, because the total cost we will get divided by number of units produced. Next one, valuation of closing stock. Process costing enables correct valuation of the is very helpful to find out the closing stock, correct valuation of the closing stock. These are the main advantages of process costing. Next we'll see the disadvantages of process costing. Okay, what are the disadvantages or drawbacks of the process costing? First one, historical cost. The cost ascertained at the end of the process is called historical cost, which is of very small use of managerial control. The cost calculated at the end of the process cost, it's not a present cost, it's called the historical cost. It's a very small use of managerial control. It's the use of the historical cost is not much, it's very less use of the historical cost. Then average cost per unit. Process costing provides the average cost per unit, which is not always accurate. Therefore, it is not of much use for a detailed analysis of operating efficiency. Under the process costing, we are getting the average cost per unit. So average cost per unit is not that much helpful for the analysis of operating efficiency. Valuation of work in progress. The valuation of work in progress on the basis of degree of completion is merely a guesswork. We are not getting the correct valuation of work in progress under the process costing. It's just a guesswork under the process costing. Next, apportionment of joint cost. When there are joint products, there arises the problem of apportionment of joint cost. Apportionment of the joint cost. If there is a joint product, it's very difficult to allocate the cost. How much cost for the joint product and main product? It's very difficult. Okay, the product is produced together with the main product, but how to allocate the cost? This is the main drawback under the process costing. Next, valuation of closing stock. In process costing, when the output of one process is to be transferred to another process at market price, valuation of closing stock is difficult. Under the process costing, the output of one process became the input of another process. If we are transferring our output of first process in market price, so it's very difficult to find out the closing stock. Next one, treatment of process losses. If there are process loss, normal loss or abnormal loss, there are two types of losses, normal loss and abnormal loss. If there is any normal or abnormal losses in the process industries, treatment and valuation of process losses are difficult. There are some difficulties at the time of calculation of the normal and abnormal losses. Treatment of process losses are difficult. Next, we'll see the application of process costing. In which field mainly the process costing is applicable. Process costing is adopted by industries engaged in the manufacturing of textile, soaps, biscuits, paints, cement, chemicals, medicines, papers, oil refining, milk dairy, sugar, steel, confectioneries. Confection is nothing but it is a kind of chocolates and plastic, etc. In these industries, we are mainly applying the process costing, because in these industries, the particular raw material or particular product is going through with the many processes, right? For example, to produce the biscuits, right? What are the main raw materials? For example, maida or any Coca-Cola powder or any other sugar. Okay. Next, the mixing of all these. Next, first process mixing of all these, crushing all the materials. Next, adding the sugar or adding the milk is next process. So, in these industries, the process costing is mainly applicable. Okay. This is about the main things under the process costing, meaning, features, advantages, disadvantages and application of process costing. Okay. Next, some other parts, theory parts in the process costing we'll see in the next class. Thank you.